Hi, I'm Lauren. I am a 1L at Cal Western Law School. A 1L is a first-year law student, in case you don't know. I recently started and I had transferred from Cal State Long Beach, where I was part of Project Rebound. About 2 years after my release, I had gone to the community college before that, but I didn't really connect to anybody, so I felt really kind of like I was drifting in that sense. Like I couldn't really share my story, that my story didn't have a lot of significance, that it was something that I had to kind of silence, especially because I wanted to go into law, but I found out quite the opposite. When I got to Cal State Long Beach, I noticed the stuff about Project Rebound. I don't even really remember how I tapped into it. I just happened to walk upon it. I was a Spanish and political science major, and in the political science building, there was a Project Rebound office. So it was kind of like, okay, I have no option but to go. And when I got to Project Rebound, before I went down there too, I was like, I don't know if I'm felon enough. Like, I don't know if I deserve this extra help. Like if I'm taking it from someone. But it turns out like the more of us there are, the stronger our community is, right? And so that's why these organizations are so important, because it provides those open arms for people, even when they think that they shouldn't be seen. It tells them that they should be. Right from the get-go, they got us set up with DOR. So I got on board with that as quickly as possible to tap into a bunch of resources that luckily here in California we have access to. We also had an MSW on staff, so he was able to help us out with acquiring accommodations through the school. And in addition to that, that meant we had someone to talk to, which is really important, because I think we really minimize our trauma, we really minimize our experience quite often, and we feel like we kind of have to silence it. Again, coming back to that idea of silencing our experience when it's so vital to like scream it from the rooftops almost. And so having someone to talk to, someone to understand where I've been coming from was really, really key. And then to just keep building that community, meeting other students and seeing their triumphs too. Like it's so exciting when you're doing things and you're watching other people make, get these great scholarships, get into these great programs, like seeing the world quite literally and changing the world. So through Project Rebound, I was also able to meet one of my mentors, Dr. Banal, who I was able to do research with. He was able to help me in law school. We have a character and fitness addendum. So unfortunately, you do have to write about your story. The bar is going to read it, but that's part of the reason, like through those years, I was able to continue to own my story, to see its like deep value, especially in the justice system and in the law. And seeing someone like Dr. Banal, who also had his past but turned out to be an attorney, he jumped through the hoops. So we have a lot less hoops to jump through these days because of attorneys like Banal. And so having Banal, having other people from Long Beach just cheering me on through the whole process and encouraging me. The crazy thing about it too is even last semester when I was studying abroad in Mexico, here all of a sudden I had a bunch of underground scholars coming to Mexico for conferences. So I met people from Berkeley, from UCI. Our community is so vast. When I think about a lot of the people that I hang out with today, like, yeah, we might be felons, but a lot of them have PhDs, So it's really changing the stigmas, showing that like the sky is the limit and there are the resources out there. There is the community out there. And that's what's so important. That's why I'm here today. Like I have tons of reading to do, but every time you get an opportunity to meet people, to remember how cherished you are in that community and how your story really resonates with so many people and sparks curiosity, sparks a sense of accomplishment, sparks a sense of like, I can actually accomplish this. So having Project Rebound, like I don't really know where I would be without that and without those resources. I think, I was fortunate enough to be part of another pre-law fellowship because of my story that really got me into that program. But without these resources, without someone kind of leading the way, it's really easy to fall into the cracks. And we know what that means. That's recidivism. It's so powerful to see how education can really, really change lives. And so I'm so thankful that I had Project Rebound to make it this far. And when I got accepted to Cal Western, I had no clue what the organizations were going to be like. So I asked, and without knowing that Janelle's on top of of it. So it was almost kind of like fate had it out for me that I was going to be protected. And I knew that even if Cal Western didn't have something, I knew that I could reach out to the people from Underground Scholars, from Project Rebound, and say like, hey, who can I network with? What kind of community can I build? Because I know that wherever I go in California, probably wherever I go in the world, there's going to be more of us. There's going to be that network and that community. So now that I'm here at Cal Western, and this year there's 4 of us law students who are formerly incarcerated and system impacted. And so now we're going to start an organization. It's really exciting to see what's in store. These programs enable us to have that resilience, to not fall into those cracks of recidivism, but instead say, no, I'm going to take the course of resilience. I'm going to see that, yeah, there is a lot of challenges, but I've already overcome so many. So these next ones, I got it. It's going to be hard, but I've done way harder things than that to get to this point. And resiliency is such a powerful tool that we can use. And